Big news today for LSU fans is former wide receiver Kayshon Boutte has a warrant out for his arrest and will be arrested if he hasn't already, based on charges that relate to online gaming. Now, WAFB reports that Boutte is being charged with felony computer fraud as well as a misdemeanor count of gaming prohibited for persons under 21, which he was under 21 at the time that this allegedly took place. He's expected to turn himself in. He's not like on the run or anything crazy like that. But the media might be making a little bit too big of a deal of this, and we're going to talk about that here in just a minute for you LSU fans out there. I think they're going a little bit extreme with this. Now, the story itself is nuts, and you need to go look it up. You need to go research it. We'll link it in the description. You can check it all out. Close to 9,000 bets, 8,900 bets over the span of which this happened. Sounds like 6 of those bets were on LSU football games. You'd obviously hope that he was betting on himself there. Not really much the NCAA can do as he's already gone. But the media has almost turned this into a witch hunt. They've almost turned this into talking about it as an LSU issue. In fact, they're leading with that. LSU wide receiver, former LSU player, LSU this, former this, that, and the other. And they're making it about Brian Kelly and Kayshon Boutte being a former player, not just who he is as a person. I understand that it happened while he was at LSU, but it had nothing to do with the university. It sounds like the university has been very cooperative. It sounds like they have confirmed that no other players were involved in this. It was a rogue act by one player who has had, I'll say, other run-ins or mistakes or problems, both on and off the field. So I don't know that this surprises anyone in a massive way. Kayshon Boutte, not a kid that Brian Kelly recruited out of high school, not a kid that he forced to come to LSU or anything like that. Trying to paint this as some kind of an LSU issue is wrong. There were rumors about Boutte and other issues going on at their bowl game last year, from which they said he was dismissed from. But I think Brian Kelly and the LSU program should be very exempt from this. I think those calling this a culture problem or somewhat implying that in the national media are way off base here. LSU fans, I want to hear from you. Fans of other teams, I'm certainly happy to hear from you as well. But I don't believe this has any reflection on LSU. I don't like anyone that's painting it in that way. If this was something that 14 LSU players that are currently on the roster got in trouble for, sure, we might have a conversation. But for a former player who has been away from LSU for over a year now, to be someone that they're linking to LSU and getting their name dragged through the mud, it seems wrong to me. I'd love to hear your thoughts, though. Comment below and let's talk about that. LSU fans, does it bother you? Does it annoy you? Are you not even really super surprised that Kayshon would be the one to maybe get caught with this? Now, I wish him the very best. Did I gamble underage? You know, do I think that's a super serious crime? I mean, I'll leave my thoughts on breaking the law maybe out of this, but I think there's a lot worse that goes on than an NCAA football player placing bets on a game. But the laws are the laws for a reason, and that's fine. But to somehow attach this to LSU, to me, it's mind-blowing. It is super, super off. I think that the team that Brian Kelly is building is bought in. I don't think this has obviously any impact on the team. It's a former player. And the idea, again, that it's a culture problem, that it's something that we need to keep an eye out for is ridiculous. I think Brian Kelly's building something really special there. I think LSU is certainly headed in the right direction. I think with Nick Saban retiring, LSU could be a really, really good team. And I do want to continue to pay attention with what happens with Boutte specifically, just because I enjoyed watching him play. I enjoyed seeing him as a player for LSU. But this has nothing to do with LSU football. This has nothing to do with anything that will happen with the Tigers. And to imply that it does is silly. Thank you guys for tuning in. College Football Addiction, brand new channel. Hit the subscribe button, LSU fans and everybody who tuned in to watch this. What is your take on it? The story is crazy. 9,000 bets, 8,900 bets. Insane to see. I appreciate you guys for tuning in.